Hello guys, welcome back to the Sportsman Untitled, brought to you by Betfred. Today I'm joined by Callum Fowler, Benjamin Bloom and Conor McGilligan. Real star-studded panel.
I'll
do it again.
Let's go again.
Special panel for you. I'm joined by Conor McGilligan, Callum Fowler and Benjamin Bloom. Calm down you. Today we are going to look at the January transfer window and what every single club in the Championship needs heading into January. We're going to start with Birmingham City. Ben, assessment of Birmingham so far and what they need to do in January.
Well, the Birmingham lad we had on said there's not that much room on the kind of PSR headroom. So I think this idea that Birmingham are going to go and spend like 5 million quid on someone is probably not going to happen. I suspect if I'm the Birmingham owners, I would feel that Chris Davis was given a lot at the start of the season and to work with that. Do they do a loan for somebody? I don't know. I mean, if you look, Lewis Kumas was a loan that probably quite a few people wanted, and that hasn't done masses, has it? So I don't know, little tweaking, but I think the sense I get with Birmingham is that they probably need to get more out of what they've got already, and I think the owners have done a good job of setting up a good squad.
Callum, can I suggest a new manager perhaps for Birmingham in January? Yeah?
I've gone a bit out of there. Yeah, I've got a new manager. They didn't have to tweak at all in League One, so I feel like, obviously coming up, they've got a very, very good squad for this level. They should be a lot higher than what they are. And he's not adapting well enough, especially away. That's its own problem. But I've got a new manager. Because I think there's no point, even if they have got money to spend, I wouldn't see him giving a lot to him anyway, if he's been given a lot already and he's not getting that much out of him. You might think just hold off a little bit, wait for the new man to come in, if that is long-term vision.
Yeah, it feels like they've got one game plan only, haven't they? Yeah. We've spoken about it before. It's playing out from the back. If they were to go for someone in January, it'd be a striker, hold up, target man. But
you don't like Dukes as a...
He went bench against Sheffield though, wasn't he?
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's not consistent, is it? It's the same game plan every time they play away, and it's where they're getting caught every single time. Turnovers away from home. So I think, problematic. I would say go out and get a striker, but it's like we've just
feels like as a club, big picture as well. When you've got promoted, you've had a big summer window, and you're announcing a new stadium. You're not spending now, are you?
No.
Do you know what I mean? I just kind of feel that.
I agree with
that's a very good point. And we're going to try not to just say every team needs a 20-goal a season striker.
Everyone needs a 20-goal
Everyone does need that.
Bamford wouldn't have been bad for him.
No, he wouldn't actually. Blackburn Rovers, what have you got down, Conor?
Winger, lack of pace in the squad, I think. Look, if they're to sit deep, I think the style of play is on that counter-attack, the transitional element. I think they're lacking pace on the right and on the left. I'd probably just go for a striker, to be honest. As many goals as Oxford this season. It's not great.
Agree with that?
I like that striker though.
Yeah, I like the idea if Gudjonsson and Ohashi and Cantwell are all together at the same time. And I've got to say, one of the best pickups, Alabioso, the right wing back, I think they got him from Scotland. He was at Arsenal as a kid. I think that's been a really good pickup. But what we're seeing at Blackburn is youngsters coming in. They've been probably the Championship club that's been the keenest to, I don't know whether that's Big Val saying, can I have some more players? They've always had good players come through at Blackburn.
Scored at the weekend as well, Gudjonsson, didn't he?
He's got. I think they got 6 and 7 between them. 13 between them. So I think there's enough there. I agree. Any team would be improved with a bit more pace in there. Yeah. But maybe some experience. They've lost Travis, didn't they, to Derby? So just bringing him. Hulking 35-year-old from somewhere, whoever that might be.
Callum, Bristol City up next. On the fringes of the playoffs, aren't they? Well, they need to kind of push up and try and break in there.
Well, I know we're not trying not to say it, but I do think a striker is what they're lacking. I really do. That's Sinclair Armstrong.
I like him.
But for a side that finished in playoffs last season, and you want to try and get in there again, is he the man to get you in there? Really? No, I don't think he is the striker that a lot of other sides have sort of got. You look at like roster that Hull have got, for example. As a side that's in same sort of position as they are, I do think Bristol City need that.
Yeah, Emil Rees is
he's all right,
Championship striker. So
I think the interesting thing with Bristol City is they got in the playoffs without necessarily having a big high ticket. That guy's worth 10 million. So has Anis Mehmeti got a new contract yet?
No, and it's up the end of the season.
Yeah, so I think that might be the that might be the
point.
deal that needs to be done.
Though,
but they didn't lose anybody. You know, teams that lose in the playoffs normally. Best player gets taken by Premier League or Parachute.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Manager and all best players. Yeah, right.
I think Mehmeti new contract's a great shout there. Moving on to Charlton Athletic. What does Nathan Jones need to do to keep this Charlton team up?
Needs to go to Luton and sign more ex-Luton players.
Keep Callum fit.
Yeah.
That's it. Just keep Callum fit.
He's not been scoring that many though. I've got striker again.
Difference at the weekend though.
Yeah, but like again, it was a good finish to be fair, wasn't it? But I do think that's what they're missing. Alafe's done. All right.
Off bench, yeah,
he's done all right. But if you're looking at them players that they've got Kem Campbell, Alafe, Kelman. Who's other one? I forgot what other fella is. You don't look
They've
at it.
got Tyrese Campbell as well, haven't they? Winger.
Yeah, you don't look at it and think, wow, that's a championship. That's the one.
Yeah.
You don't look at it and think, wow, that's a championship forward line. I think that's what they're missing. And for a side that don't score many anyway, that's what they're after.
They went after it in summer, didn't they?
Yeah.
Spent
£10
well.
million.
Signed plenty of players, and
They all spent a lot, didn't they?
yeah. So good squad, good manager. I don't think there's a massive need. I'm sure Charlton fans will correct us in the comments with what they want, but I don't see gaping holes with the way they want to play. They want to press. They want big guys at the back. They want goal scorers.
They're not going to go down, are they, Charlton?
I wouldn't have thought so. No.
I don't think so. Do get in the comments down below, by the way, with your thoughts on our thoughts, by the way. If we missed anyone, key, if you think your club needs something and we've not said it, say it in the comments down below. League leaders, Coventry City up next.
You can answer this one.
Yeah, I think we need number 10 in case Jack Rodoni isn't there, a Premier League loanee, someone young and excited to come off the bench. I don't think we're going to massively improve our starting 11 right now.
Jack Rodoni wasn't there when you were scoring 3 goals a game.
Yeah.
No, but Thomas Sante was playing there, and it did leave us very exposed in midfield, given he was...
Not that much depth, are you right, is there?
It feels like with
Ellis Sims, eh? Come on, play
feels like with Coventry though, there's more chance of you upsetting it and messing it up than improving
I
it.
agree.
Do you know what I mean? It's so nicely, so nicely poised. But it's always good to have a new face just to G things up to get over the line, isn't it?
Yeah, a youngster who can come in, I think, would help things. Derby County, interesting one. Callum, I'll throw to you on this.
I would like to see some midfield depth in there. That's more or less it. I think they are good going forward. I think Eustace is getting quite a lot out of what he's got there. I'm not that keen on some of the defenders, but that Langas looks quite good.
I think Sanderson's done reasonably well actually as well.
Yeah, well, they're talking about buying him, aren't they? I think, but I really like him going forward with Aguiman and Morris, even though he's injured at the minute. I just think bit of depth in middle at Park. You've got to be real with what you've got and where you can finish.
Clark, or was it Johnston? One of the fullbacks, forgive me, Derby fans, was doing a turn in central midfield, wasn't he? That Ozo always gets. He's like their best player, isn't he?
He's still got Owen back.
Then he gets. I don't think he's kicked a ball.
And Abu Adams has he been injured as well, by the way? Abu Adams has
in and
dropped
out.
out.
Well, he dropped to the bench as well.
Yeah, which is
didn't he?
weird, given he was captain, maybe like captain last season as well.
Yeah, so that does need fixing, doesn't it? A regular pair, yeah.
But I'm just surprised he's dropped out in terms of losing his first team space. And Derby fans can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I thought he was always the standout for Derby for me, every single time. Moving on to Hull City, Conor.
Apparently there's rumours about Panda leaving, goalkeeper. So I've just got down a potential replacement for him, competition.
Is the embargo over?
Not sure.
I actually don't know.
No, I don't know. Can they do anything?
I think that's a worry. They could have somebody nicked, if anything, and then you can't replace them properly.
They did make certain moves in summer when they looked like they're under an embargo anyway, though, didn't they? Like bringing in McBurney and things like that.
They were under one in summer.
Yeah, and they still made little moves, didn't they? Gelhardt there as well at the moment. Is he permanent loan? He's
on loan. That could be a thing if they've got a recall and they're selling
Any
to somebody.
chance of that?
Potentially, yeah. Well, if you get him back and then sell
flog him
on.
straight away, because Hull can't buy him, can they, minute?
Yeah, and also if he's scoring a lot of goals, it's a great time to sell.
I could see Middlesbrough all over him,
Yeah.
See something like that.
So keep hold of what they've got basically for Hull at the minute. Ipswich Town, Ben.
Well, we think Hurst might be her, and Azon hasn't really done it.
Got to be a striker
off the bench, so it might be. Yeah, but let's not say a 20-goal striker because that's not the thing in the Kieran McKenna team. But then it's the case of do you grab someone to get you over the line, which they've tried to do in the 10 with Akpom and Smodics, and it's not quite working. And then the criticism that you then get labelled with is can you carry that player in the Premier League if you do go? You've got to get there though, haven't you? And such a vital player setting the tone there at Ipswich. I think there's some reorganising needs to be doing. You might see the squad's right up to the limit. You might see people go out. Right back area's been a bit weird there with Harry Clark and Ashley Young and Darnell Furlan. There might be some movement in there, but
Hurst out Joel Peru in 15 million.
Joel Peru would be on the
Get
shopping
Sargent.
list of a few. Would he be available on loan?
No, I doubt it.
No.
Josh Sargent will be available for that money, wouldn't he?
It would be.
I'm not getting involved in that.
Leicester City, Callum, really tough to judge at the minute where they're at. Got really good players.
They
and
must be
quite
under a
interesting.
business plan.
Yeah,
They
can't.
must be.
They can't
They've not
spend
signed
anything.
anybody,
So
have
why don't we
they?
look at what Cifuentes actually needs to do to improve this team if he's still in charge in Jan?
But what can you do almost? I feel like, going back to it again, the 9, and we've said this before loads of times, the 9 is definitely the weakest spot they've got. You look at players behind them that are top class. But then also I think when you actually watch highlights or any Leicester game, it's not like they're not really well worked. They're not like a fantastic team in final third. A lot of it is just you get it
Top
from edge
ends,
of box.
yeah.
You're just onion bagging it every time. That's. I don't really know what he can get out of that team without getting a proper number 9 to sort of link it all together.
And the strange thing is, when they got promoted last time, they just went back to Vardy, didn't
Yeah,
they?
of course, yeah.
Because I think did they spend big on Cannon, and that didn't particularly work.
Yes.
And yeah, it
Was
feels
Daka
like they
there at the time as well, maybe?
can't quite
I think
recall.
Daka's still there.
Yeah, he is
Yeah,
still
he's-
there, but he's
It's
not.
just outgoings in the summer, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels they're very much hamstrung to a very expensive squad that's seen them breach on their PSR, and it's hard to move.
It is
people
that,
on and
it is that
replace
9
people,
now.
isn't
It's
it?
got to be that 9. But Antonio's training with him, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Apparently.
That would be
Interesting.
good. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be good. That would be good if he comes back and plays some football. Middlesbrough currently in the promotion race. Conor, Kim Hellberg doing very good with the men he has at the minute. Is it a case of keeping their key players again for them rather than signing more?
I think we'd all agree on that, yeah. It's Hackney, isn't it? Keeping hold of
Yeah,
Hackney.
absolutely.
That's the major one now. Morgan Whittaker, another one, keeping hold of him. Yeah, that would be my January plan, really. I don't think there's going to be that many incomings.
I don't know if Hackney will be under that much interest in January. I know he's amazing and one of the best players in the league, but I just can't see a world in which Middlesbrough sell him, Callum.
I doubt it. Want Ipswich looking at him in summer?
Yeah,
But he won't
that
go there
ship
now,
sailed
will
the
he?
way he's
It's
been
not
playing,
going to get a
hasn't
Wolves.
it? Yeah.
Or he could get a Wolves. I could see him being interested in him, but then Middlesbrough aren't in a position where they need to sell someone like that unless it's
But
ridiculous
doesn't a
money.
mid-ranking Premier League club go, this is the only time we can get this guy if we go early now?
But like who though?
I don't know.
West
I don't
Ham?
know. Bournemouth,
Fulham.
Yeah, someone in the
Brentford?
middle there.
Is he a Middlesbrough fan? He's from there, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's local. lad.
I think it'd have to take something special to sort of drag you away from that. Especially when you're in a position where you look at it and think you can go up. I don't think he'd go.
Fulham might
No, I
panic
don't
with
think
Iwobi at AFCON in centre mid.
Oh.
Maybe, but it's an expensive stopgap, that, isn't it, for a month?
Everton, is that big enough to tempt him?
I don't think he's good enough for Everton.
Oh, I do.
Really? Oh, come on, he
Oh, I
is.
do. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
He's got to start for Everton.
I think he's mid-prem.
Yeah, I think he'd start for Everton.
I'm just a bit like wary with Championship players going into Prem now.
Still got
I'm a bit scared.
Riley McGree in there, Borough, haven't they? Doing really well.
I'd like to think, if I was a Middlesbrough fan, that you're in this promotion race, the door is open,
Yeah.
that someone's coming in to pep this up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely,
You'd
yeah.
like to think
Oh,
that.
what,
wouldn't you?
balls to the squad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
And a few Hellberg additions of his own, because just remember, this isn't
Yeah.
a squad at all. So
But what I will say about Borough is very much, what's the guy called? Is it Kieran Scott? I can't remember the sporting director's name.
Kieran, I think.
Kieran, yeah, sorry. It does feel like the lists and things will have been written and not massively affected by Kim Hellberg's hire. I think that's my read on it.
that's a very good point. Millwall up next. Callum, you're a big Millwall fan, aren't you?
Yep, love them.
What do you reckon they need in Jan?
New physios, probably. The amount of injuries that they've got is mental. And some of the lads that they had to start with at Blackburn, for a side that is doing so well for whereabouts they are in a very open league, I do just think it is about getting the players back, and I don't think they need much. Really, they've kept Ivanovic in summer, haven't they? I know he's not been as good as last year. Defensively, they're really good with Kramer. Maybe someone for Cooper. Maybe a defence, but it's
Saying that for 5
yeah,
years,
exactly. You
haven't
can't
we?
replace someone that's part of furniture, can you, like that, and captain and everything. I do genuinely think once their players are back from injury, I think they'll be good anyway. I don't think they need much.
I think
Keep what you've got.
I think you look at that squad, and unlike some of the ones higher in the list, like Leicester, you don't really see any gaping holes with.
Not
with
really.
Millwall.
No. Apparently there's been some inquiries or some conversations about Harry Amass at Sheffield Wednesday. If he's to go back to Man
redirected.
United. Yeah, redirected.
Okay.
Something similar to Gelhardt, maybe. So
could be good.
something to keep an eye on. He's been brilliant.
We mentioned this a few weeks ago on the show. Aziz has been he'll now be a high ticket player that other people might start. So a great pickup from Reading.
Yes, absolutely. Worked for them before as well, hasn't it? Norwich City, my word, need to get out of relegation danger first and foremost.
Spent a lot of money though. Spent like 55 million in the summer.
But I think Green, they sold that much.
Do you sell Sargent to give your manager the best chance possible, or do you say to him, no, we spent a load in the summer,
if you look at like
work.
Fisgarden and think he can almost do as
thing is, if I've got Sargent and I'm in the bottom 6, I'll keep Sargent and he'll score 10 goals between now and the end of the season.
I think I'd sell him,
There's that argument as well.
I think the injuries are just so frequent with him.
And they're now really confusing as well, because I never thought that I sold Maslin or Nunes to Norwich, to Ipswich for 20 million quid.
The problem with Sargent as well is, I think it was a big bid that Wolfsburg put in.
Yeah.
Anyone bidding is going to go, okay, you need to sell him. They ain't going to get half what they were offered.
Does Sargent, the other factor, does Sargent get in the USA squad at the moment for the World Cup? Probably not. He needs a move and he needs to score 10, 15 goals at a decent level.
He'll be in there.
That'd be
he won't.
I think he will.
Interesting question to put to the Norwich fans. Would you keep Sargent or sell him and sign, 2, 3 players and bank some money as well?
Are they going to give him money to spend though if he does sell him?
There's not a lot of trust in the sporting director, is there? Yeah.
They've got loads of money.
Yeah, like you said.
Money's not an issue, is it?
Spending it.
And spending it wisely, because they didn't do it in the summer.
Fair play though, Makama and the goalie Kovacevic have been good signings, haven't they?
Big month for Napa, innit? Very big month.
Every month's a big month for Napa right now. Bless him.
Absolutely. I think they are potentially the team to watch in the Championship out of the whole league in January, just to see what they do.
Interesting.
Could do a lot of movement. Oxford United, relegation battle. Callum, Gary Rowett, still doing what Gary Rowett does. Not a lot of money to spend.
1 win in 10.
This is hardest one. I do think they're like that far off everywhere. And how do you fix something like that when you're Oxford in Championship? What can you realistically do? I do worry about them because if they didn't have Gary Rowett in and they're in this position, I'd say sack your manager and go and get Gary Rowett. So like, what can you actually do?
Give him a holiday and get him to come back.
If this type of football isn't working, they're not good enough to try and play a bit more progressive. What do you do? I don't know.
Anyone got the answer to that?
Yeah,
and you worry if there's a redirect on Lancashire and we don't know the terms of these.
It's got 5 goals.
Loan things. You know, you want to keep him. There. Don't
you're worried about him keeping that Kiersmacher in middle.
He's
a really good player.
Yeah, I like the lad that signed from Huddersfield, the right back Spencer.
Yeah, Roddy Spencer. Yeah,
as well. But yeah,
Brannigan's still doing all right, but
it's difficult. If there's a lone player who's a really good pickup who's going to make a difference. Sorry, Oxford fans.
Is he going to Oxford? Yeah,
going to Oxford.
They're in a really difficult spot. Yeah. I don't think they'll lose anyone this window because I think clubs would want to see if they do get relegated, you can take advantage of the fact they're relegated and get someone like Brannigan or.
One thing we've seen Rowett do plenty of times before is use players that he's worked with at previous clubs. So that might be the smoke signal to look at what's available at Millwall.
I'm becoming increasingly alarmed about Portsmouth, Conor. John Mousinho struggling to get a tune out of them, really, and they are kind of in a relegation battle, I'd suggest, as well. Murphy, they probably need number 9 as well, don't they, when Bishop's
I've just gone right winger, because really,
Segacic here and there.
Maybe, but probably who's the most effective out there, Dizal. But aside from that, I think they need a right winger. I think on that left-hand side, they're all right. Yeah. I think everyone fit. Up front, they're okay.
They're not scoring.
No,
nowhere near enough. Yeah, like Bishop and Murphy, what they got? 1 goal between them, maybe.
I think Murphy's been disappointing this season, given how good he was last season.
It's just too much onus on him all the time.
Long injury, Murphy had as well, didn't he? It's really interesting to hear Mousinho's comments after the Derby game, I think, and obviously it's easy to say after they scored a lovely goal and Lang scored it, but you see Lang up top as the number 9, and in Mousinho's words, they'd been too eager to hit the big guy up top, and could they play on the floor with, Chaplin, who else they got in there, Yang, Segacic, and play a bit more counter-attacky rather than just hitting the channel,
Absolutely. Preston North End up next. I was just using your iPad there quickly, Ben, because I wanted to point out Harrison Armstrong. I think they've got to keep him if they can and hope that Everton don't redirect his loan, basically. I think he's been absolutely outstanding. One of the best midfielders in the Championship. Any other thoughts on Preston, Conor? I'll come to you.
all that we've got is that apparently they're looking at a striker, a lad called Yang at Celtic. And obviously, I think with the position Preston are in right now, if they're realistic about the playoffs, they need to score more goals. I think that has to happen. So targeting a striker makes a lot of sense.
Osmarich will come back though, won't he?
And Jefferson's been really reasonably good, hasn't he?
Jefferson's been decent, yeah.
I'd worry about him losing Ekimi. I think that's where it'd come for me. Like, if someone lower down table has got a lot more money, West Brom, Wrexham two sides that you expect to be a bit further up with brass.
Fair point, no?
You think and he's proven that he can do it on a budget as well, so you don't need to chuck loads of money at this bloke. He's a very good manager, Eki. I'd be worried about him going.
Do you think he's fashionable enough to a club to poach him? They're like Wrexham. I can't see if they get rid of a Phil Parkinson then replace him.
There's a lot of content.
I think he'd be more likely to go to a Wrexham than he would a West Brom. I think West Brom would go for a bigger, fancier name.
Do you think Wrexham would? I think Wrexham, if they ever lose Parkinson, would just go for
but it'd be smart, wouldn't it?
Celebrity
but it's continuity, isn't it? It's quite similar brands of football.
But they want that. They don't want that.
Though it's proven it works. Eki's a catch for a lot of these sides. They've got some money.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I like him a lot, actually. QPR, Ben.
Well, we need more of it. We're really excited about Kone and Dembele and things knitting together in that front four. And then Kone didn't score for about 3 months, did he?
Good at the weekend, though.
Yeah, but everything happened for the week. I tell you who I like, who's really good fun, who gets book loads and smashed one in the top corner with the right back. And Benge has been a great pickup, hasn't he?
Got my match, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we still have. It's the same faces, isn't it, in terms of a Jimmy Dunn or a Sam Field, who you're kind of relying on. I don't know. They don't feel miles off. I remember actually being quite pleased in summer with what QPR had done. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure where you. I don't know. Maybe centre backs if you're still relying on Steve Cook, who's very reliable but not going to be there forever. Possibly.
Yeah, I think attacking, we've spoken about their attacking players enough, they're very exciting going forward, so you're probably looking further back the pitch. Callum?
Maybe, but then like you said, it's just about it working, isn't it? It's Poku there as well.
Mm-hmm. And they're all quite young.
They've got some very good players. That Varane in middle's a top player, the French lad, that midfielder. That's the only one I've got blank, because I think they're doing more or less what they can. I don't know what you could really do to improve that, and I don't think they'll make a serious statement push for playoffs anyway, mate. So I don't really know.
Right, who wants to take Sheffield United?
I'll start by saying I take your Norwich will be the most interesting club in January and raise it with Sheffield United, because Wilder has been lobbying for about 2 months already that he wants to do stuff, and in a slightly indirect way criticising already what was done and what was not done in the summer. And if you're taking Pat Bamford as a free agent outside of the window, then I think there's an idea that you're not happy with the squad.
How much do Hull charge for Ollie McBurney, and how much do Wrexham charge for Kiefer Moore, basically, is the question we might be asking.
But Wilder said himself that had he stayed, McBurney would have been at Sheffield United. It's kind of a nice headline when McBurney's smashing in loads of goals for Hull.
They'll be sending a lot of the loans back, won't they? You'd think.
Possibly, yeah.
Binden, I could see him trying to buy Binden as well. He started at weekend. Him and Tanganga look quite good as a two. I don't know. There's going to be a lot going on. They need to keep Bamford. Yeah, probably right back. Yeah. But I think they'd want to maybe go for a younger one again, with stuff like that. They've got a lot of experience in there. That Gyro's good and all.
Would you be bidding for Cooper or Arblaster or Peck or O'Hare or Harmer if you had money and you wanted to make? Are they going to get bids for players?
Arblaster's just come back, hasn't he? I think Peck will be. He'll have a lot of.
I think Harmer's got 18 months left on his contract, and I just think if a team comes in and puts Leeds have been linked with him, right?
Leeds have been linked with him. Yeah, he's just his year up. He's 28, 29 now.
Something like that.
10 million would get him, I reckon. He's probably cheap.
Want to go though, he might fancy staying.
I don't see him going to any of the parachute teams, and I don't see him going to a Premier League.
No, I don't. I think he'll stop there.
Cov return 10 mil.
No, I don't see it.
Sorry, that's me just getting
misty-eyed. It's an easy link, it really never happens.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on United? I think we covered them well. Wednesday, Callum.
Oh, they're doing great. I'm loving it, honestly. No, I've got wrote down Wednesday need God. That's what I wrote down.
What, in charge or at centre forward? Or?
Yeah, they need 11 or what pick. Honestly, I would sell Charles now, that keeper, because he's only asset that they've got. And if you go down, you're just going to get less for him, and he's going to leave anyway. The squad's crap, so what can you say? They just need to get relegated, just to hurry up.
Any of the younger lads who can go for any value, like Cadamartri, maybe?
Maybe, but he's not scoring loads. He did all right for Lincoln when he was on loan, but he's not doing enough. He'll start next year for him. But that squad is awful. They just need a massive clear out in some start again.
You mentioned Amas. That could well be redirected.
Yeah, he's been the best player.
We all know it's not about on the pitch for Wednesday, is it? In this season or January. What they need is a proper new owner and some stability behind the scenes.
I'd just be bringing kids through now.
And see where they go, yes. But bring the kids through. They've been relegated already. I think got told that if they win every game from now until the Sheffield derby, which I think is at the end of March, they still won't be ahead of Sheffield United. Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. They're that far behind, and Sheffield United haven't been good this season. So
You're
I think
doing great, boys.
hopefully, on a less biased note, Callum, they get the ownership problem sorted and they get on a steady footing, ready for a League One campaign next season. Southampton. You're a big Southampton fan, aren't you? Conor said they win the league, so what do they need?
Love them. Apparently the link with Patterson at Sunderland. Bazuna, not completely convinced him. I don't think any of us are. But I think Patterson would be a really good addition. I think there's a few selections down there. I think Sirkin might be leaving from Sunderland. Dan Neil apparently. And Patterson available.
With Dan Neil.
Yeah,
I think every championship team up near the top.
Expensive though, wasn't it? Yeah.
Patterson, good championship keeper, isn't he?
Even Romain Mundle's not getting many minutes in the Premier League. Someone like him, we're just naming Sunderland players who got played in that season now, aren't we?
It's like what we spoke about with Sunderland. It's like how many of them they're going to utilise in AFCON. Dan Neil surely is going to be relied on. Chris Rigg, etc.
But when's that over? Mid Jan. Could be a late Jan move, wouldn't it?
Potentially. But Southampton, I think Patterson would be a good one.
Yeah. Any other calls on Southampton? I mean, they need to break into the playoffs.
Don't need to do a great deal, do they? Really, since new managers took over, they're doing well.
Started playing, haven't they? Fancied it.
There should be money there to spend, shouldn't they? So then it's that question of are you buying someone to try and get you over the line? And it looks like it's going to have to be Wembley again if it is promotion for Southampton, doesn't it? Given where the top two are and where Saints are. Did they have anyone? You mentioned Cienza, but not right now. Often there's clauses as well in the first year as well that you can't even get them until the end of the.
Armstrong's
don't know any of them.
Armstrong's don't have any interest.
No, he's not going to go anywhere, is he?
They've got what they've got, haven't they? I don't think they're going to lose anyone, and I don't really think they need to add
What
anyone.
about Flynn Downs? Could he go somewhere? He's always kind of linked with going out the door, isn't he? I don't know whether that could move something, and then that might be the case with Southampton, that if they get good, it's a nice position to be in though.
Oh yeah, of course.
If you get top dollar for someone, you can do something at some point.
I don't want to say it's a fall off, but I'm surprised Harwood Bellis is playing in the Championship.
Yeah, I agree.
And I just think a Premier League club might want to take a gamble on such a young English centre-back.
It was supposed to be close to Palace. I don't know if that were reliant on Gay leaving.
Yeah.
I bet Man City have got first refusal on him, knowing how they do.
Yeah,
business,
probably.
Yeah.
That just might be one worth keeping an eye on. Cam Bragg as well, in case there's any interest there. Stoke City are very interesting, Callum, because they were in great form at the start of the season, really dropped off recently over the Christmas period. What do they need to do to get back on track?
Honestly, it is. Honestly, they create a lot of good chances. I wish Dave were here so he could prove me wrong. But honestly,
no, he said pretty much the same as you on the show we put out.
Yeah, Stoke create a lot. They're just nowhere near clinical enough. They're so hot and cold, and that's probably why they go 5 losses in a row. Then they'll have 5 wins, just completely reliant on your confidence and how you're playing. Mate, if they had a proper serious striker, I think they'd be definitely in the top 6.
Yeah, hard to disagree with that, Conor.
No, nailed on. Yeah. Maybe a holding midfielder, younger Ben Pearson potentially.
They lost Berger, didn't they?
Yeah, lost Berger
in the summer.
That's what I think.
And I've got to say, to their credit, Thomas has got to be in the top 3 signings of the summer, given
unbelievable.
Yeah, given what we thought a possible ceiling was and what he's kind of delivered since. But it'd be interesting to see what happens with Mubama, because they're not cheap, those deals to do, and you need to get, because you're essentially saying with a loan like that, that's a player that's the budget for signing a player, and you have them for 1 year, and the hope always is that you get the guy like you get when Blackburn got Harvey Elliott, or Bristol City got Tammy Abraham, or
you get the next big one.
You get the guy at the right time when you have no Wigan, and Reece James played for Wigan, but they can only get him when he's 18, and you're always kind of making that gamble, and I get why clubs do it, but if it's you want your 15 goals and you want him to be would people bid for Manhurth?
I was just about to say on Stoke, I don't think their best players would attract much interest. There's no disrespect to them, but I look at someone like Chamadou, I'm not sure he'd particularly leave in a January window. Even Victor Johansson, he's already made the move from Rotherham to Stoke, can't see him going anywhere.
You go abroad.
Manu.
Abroad,
you reckon?
It's not always the Premier League, is it?
No, you are right.
True.
No, that is a very good point. Swansea City, new manager in charge, Ben. Not sure what they need really. Got a decent striker up there. It's quite a tough one, though.
They need players who can run around a lot.
Yeah,
by the looks
that's
of
a
what
very
I've
good
seen
point.
in the first
Lungs and legs.
in the first.
Go get
few
Conor
games.
Roberts back.
Classic. Yeah. It's interesting though because the Swansea fans, I was doing their game the other day, but we've talked about Ronald. They weren't particularly too fond of some of his gameplay, let's just say. And
Lee Trundle said that, didn't he? He said that about him.
take his word for it, yeah. But I just wonder whether on the wings now they might want, like Ipswich use Wes Burns, run, rather than a tricky. Why doesn't Lee Trundle don't want people doing tricks and dribbles and stuff? He did that for 20 years, didn't he? But I don't know whether you immediately, when a manager's been in for a cup of tea, start giving him exactly the players he wants. But yeah, and even off the bench with that high pressing stuff, you just need and Val did at Barnsley in the
that
you
was
just need
something
energy off the
He got
bench.
to 60th minute and he took front three off.
And yeah, exactly.
Could you maybe look at a right back to get Galbraith back into midfield and at that right back role? He's been doing reasonably well there.
It depends what's the money situation in it. You need someone that can come in, do a job I know they've done well last couple of weeks.
Harry Clark from Ipswich. There's people available.
Yeah.
Conor Roberts.
You know.
Conor Roberts. Shout from me there, Conor Roberts.
I think Swansea's a good place for Premier League clubs to loan players, by the way.
Yeah.
Great development, great system.
They've always got that style and all, haven't they? Like top sides one.
Brewster, Gallagher, went there, they did well.
Gurhey,
yeah, absolutely. Watford, what was that, Callum? You just said?
No, just like, why did he have to be there at that time? We had DK at time, best player ever. Just Gurhey's on the other side, man.
Yeah, unbelievable. Right, last three teams now. Watford, Conor.
I don't really know, to be honest. I think Cal nailed.
Great analysis.
It is keeping loser in it, but they've got so many quality players, haven't they? Chak Fatadze's back now as well. Imran Kunda off the bench. But I think the key in that team, the cog is loser, and it's keeping on.
Yeah.
I think
They're good fun though, aren't they? If they can put out a side with Kerem Gard, Marma, Loser, and Chak Fatadze, I mean, probably not going to get much tracking back or, they're all very fun players. Maybe the balance is completely off, but I don't know if you go all in on that lot. And Watford will sell, but not in January, I don't think.
They've just got to keep losing. He's the best defender, midfielder, and striker. Loser. I think he's the best player at everything.
I wonder where you're going with that.
You cannot lose him. You can't, because they're not that far off.
You can't lose her.
Yeah, nice.
Imran. On to West Bromwich Albion. Yeah, tumbleweed. West Bromwich Albion. Ben.
So they went big on defence, didn't they? In the summer with Campbell and Phillips and another name I can't remember. And Hegebo was quite expensive, so that's all worked out well. I wonder if you're West Brom, have you spent your budget already?
Maybe.
That was the Fellows' money as well. They got 10 million for him.
To be fair, that was. I don't know what order things were done. That did come after, so there may be something to play with. And they've got. Do you know what they've invested in some good players, and also Price and Johnston as well. I think Sale of Lasses, and God, if Hegebo ends the season with 15, we always say this about players. Sign for the Championship, you're under 28 and you score 15 goals. You're immediately worth loads of money.
Yeah.
So
DK on the bench as well.
They've got to sort Ugbo
And
Madja. Yeah, that's
Madja
as well. So
they've got to sort that out.
I think we're going to the manager now, aren't we? Can they, get more of a tune and at least be in the top half, top 10, challenging with.
It's a good enough squad.
It's a really good squad, just reeling that off, isn't it? Do we look at the manager then, Callum? Ryan Mason. It's his first season in charge, though, so you've got to give him a bit of leeway, surely.
Yeah, but you've also got to see something. I think they were good against Sheffield United, but that is it. I think they're not getting tonked. They're not absolutely miles off it in every game. But you expect so much more from that
Well,
team than you are
worse, they're
looking
in
at.
games and then they lose them.
Yeah. If everybody looks there and you sat in agreement saying this squad should be a lot higher than it is, then it's because of manager.
But surely 8 consecutive away EFL defeats is a kind of experience,
Yeah, defo.
game management.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in this. If Mick McCarthy was in that situation, he'd be like, I was here before in 19 whatever, and this is what I did.
Callum Fowler.
Sorry to do the Barnsley.
Big Mick.
The Barnsley
Molded into one another then. That was amazing.
That will literally now be the intro of the show. Yeah. But do you know what I mean? An experienced manager might have had a way out of this losing streak in game 4 of it. But I disagree with you slightly, Callum. I'm more with Simon. I'd like to see, come on. Get it, but it has to be the right guy. You can't just stay with the wrong guy. I agree with that.
I just feel he gets the whole season. I don't know why I feel that. It's gut instinct. Mason, I think they've given him the
think
job.
it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think they've given him the job, and I think they'll give him a bit more time. And if they drop down the table, it can't go on like this, can it?
It can.
There we go. We're going to finish off with Wrexham, Conor.
Struggling at full-back. Bit of cover there. Obviously, Kabori's been out for a while, hasn't he? That's all I've got down for it, really. Yeah, bringing someone in. A lot of people will say change Parkinson.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people will say that.
Too harsh to maybe look at another goalkeeper. Okonkwo's done
no.
reasonably well this
No.
season. Sorry, did we see the error against Swansea?
Oh, that's
just
racist.
What error?
I'm just opening up the conversation. I usually get the Wrexham fans on side. You get them off side because you hate Phil Parkinson.
I don't. What? I love Wrexham. Guys, sponsor me. So give us money.
I think they've signed well. I think there's good stuff. I think there's good stuff to work with. I mean, obviously, I love Broadhead and Moore.
Is O'Brien injured now?
O'Brien.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he's off the bench the other night, wasn't he? He's
No,
in there.
I think he's injured.
Oh, he's injured. Oh, yes.
yeah.
He might have popped his shoulder out. Didn't he?
Chiefs
You're right.
getting good minutes.
Yeah. So they invested. And I mean, you say about the forwards, it's been unlucky that both of them got injured at the same time, the wing backs. And the centre backs they've got
Third
are
spenders.
capable of doing what Phil Parkinson's. Conor Cody wasn't obviously at the start of the season, but since Dom Hyams, coming there, I think Callum Doyle is.
So reeling off those
They've
names.
signed some good players, haven't
players.
they? So,
But then I think it's got to be a style of play issue though, because if you've got Callum Doyle who were starting regularly for a side that won the league with 100 points, and who at Coventry and Norwich has always played out, and then your first step of playing football is get it to him and lump it as far as you possibly can.
Yeah, that's poor.
I know
That was
you've
the
got
other night,
Kiefer
wasn't it? It was the
Moore,
other
but
night,
like them two up front, Moore and Windass, are playing off scraps because the football's awful, and it's a really good squad.
So you'd
It's a good squad.
change
I'm sacking.
Change manager.
Yep. Loyalty is a great thing in football because it's rare, but no, come on,
Any names?
Eki,
Paul Heckingbottom.
money.
Finish on that.
That's a good place to finish. Thank you all very much for joining me, and we will see you in the new year. Like and subscribe. Get in the comments down below. What does your club need in January? We'll see you next time.